Hello. We are live. How y'all doing today? Okay. Chat. There we go. Just getting some final things set up. Got some miracle of sound in the background today. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Hello. So today, we are painting a doggo. We're painting a wolf. And I'm gonna put this up right now. I have no clue what I'm doing. So, dog fur is gonna be a bit of a problem, but I've got a really interesting model. And I don't know. We'll see what we got here. I've got some all Vallejos today. Actually, not using any army painter. So I've got some orange, got some red, we've got some brown, we've got some white, we've got some black. So I'm thinking about doing this pretty dark, kind of a black wolf type idea. But I don't want it to be too bland, and I want some good highlights. So if I'm gonna do kind of a tan color, I've got some brown. If I need to kind of do a warmer tan, I can do an orange and white, like white and brown, then white and orange for some tan and some type colors, and then some red to, I don't know, we'll see if the red shows up. But yeah, this is definitely a what am I doing type type thing today. So anyway, probably not gonna be a super long stream, but yeah, let's get things started. Oops, this lined up properly. The small OCD part of my brain is very much wants to make sure that the camera is lined up with the lines on the desk. I'm what I like to call a very lazy OCD. I notice kind of OCD things, but they don't bother me too much. And I can easily ignore them, but I do notice them frequently, so. Okay, now we're done with that song. Let's get it into level 7, Miracle of Sound. So I started streaming, I think this is my fourth or fifth stream in the last little bit. And oh, hey Jen. Hello Maggie. We've been listening through the one playlist of Miracle of Sound, and we've gotten through like 7 albums so far. So, okie dokie. So I'm not actually priming this model. I don't think I need to, but I need to find which brushes I'm actually using. Let's see. These are the two that I really like, but I'll need something a little bit bigger. Maybe something like this. Yeah, there we go. So, yes. Sorry, Jen. I'm painting a doggo. I know how you feel. But it's what my nephew wanted me to paint today, so that's what I'm going with. So I think the first question is, what is my... Well, actually, before I even get to what's my base coat, is how am I going to break this up? I've got a lot of good floofy fur, kind of a mane. This thing's almost like a lion wolf type thing. I've got this great back stripe and a lot of kind of flared fur on the legs. So I think all that could be one color. And then the smoother fur could be a different color. And then I could probably highlight in a third. So let's say we do mostly black, maybe a gray for the main fur. and maybe make it a little bit brown, kind of like a brownish gray. And then we do kind of a reddish black for the body. And maybe we highlight a little bit orange. Ooh, I'm not sure I like that. I think I want to highlight into gray. Okay, well, let's just start mixing some paint. See what we come up with. And some black. And some red. I just want to see how this mixes. This flat red is a little dull, so we'll see. We're just gonna try to get this a little bit more. We'll just see how we can get this actual color mixed down. The problem that I've run into is that trying to mix black with anything or anything with black is that the black is so dominant and that it's hard to take it some other place, but also other colors tend to just go kind of gray in it. So you can see I've added a decent amount of red in here and it's just not lightning. So we'll see. There we go. This is almost... See, now it's, instead of going black with kind of a red sheen, it's now almost more like a charcoal brown. But you know what? That might just be what I need. We'll see. This is definitely new for me. Okay. So yeah, this is coming on as kind of a brownish color. Not mad about that. Thin that out a little bit. So I think what we're going to try to find out is what happens when we mix the black with other colors, and if we can make some complementary looks. I actually really like this. It's almost brownish. It always makes me laugh when different accents get to rhyme different words because of their pronunciation. Like, just because we speak the same language does not mean that we say everything the same way. I mean, heck, plenty of times when even people who are speaking American English are not saying the same thing. Man, this is a really solid kind of dark brown. I was not expecting this to be the color that I got, but it's working for me. Okay, so it's mostly on there, but it's pretty wet right now, so I'm gonna leave this for a little bit. And I'm going to... I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to take the same color. I'm just going to try to add a little white to the side. I actually don't even want all that much here. So that really washes it out. What happens when we just add more red into that? I think today is going to be as much about color theory as really anything else. I think that's going to be a good highlight color. So I'm actually going to leave that, because I still want to keep my darkest darks here without having to mix up more. So I think if I use that as a dry brush color, that's going to be my highlight pretty well for the main, which I like. And honestly, depending on how fast this goes, this may be a shorter stream. Yeah, all this hasn't dried yet. So, interesting. Okay. Well, I'm going to let this palette sit over here while I let the rest of the wolf dry. I'm going to try to mix some more paint. What happens when we mix just pure brown? It's kind of flat brown with some black. What do we get? What abomination? Yeah, I'm really liking this base. I think it's good base color. Man, black is so dominant as a color. Ah, dang it. I just overdid that, didn't I? It's always a struggle to get your colors mixed properly without overdoing it. So I want to darken this up some more, but I don't want to squirt in too much more black, so I'm going to pull some from over here. See what we get. Need some more. Color mixing has never been my strong suit. Really, if I can just get 2 different shades of brown here, maybe it'll make it work. Mostly off of shade differences than lights and browns. Or lights and darks, excuse me. Well, that's interesting. That's a much richer brown. It's kind of a... We may be getting a brown wolf today. That'd be cool. I didn't know what type of wolf I was going to be getting. Yeah, I think a couple layers of this. We've got this kind of like washed out shaggy brown for the overcoat, and this richer, darker brown for the rest of the body. That works. I wasn't thinking about going that direction, but I think that could work really well. I think with a little bit of detail, brushing on of details, like freehanding, I can start adding kind of like some fur-like details to things. With kind of a really thin red paint, really thin brown paint, lighter browns and whatever, to give the impression of individual fur detail. I think that could work. This was is a David Bowie memorial song. That was kind of crazy seeing that happen when David Bowie passed away. Just a lot of people started writing music and did appreciation pieces for him. I never would have called myself a fan, but I always enjoyed what he did, basically. A couple movies that he did that I liked. Labyrinth, obviously, because that one's hilarious and fantastic. There's also another one where, like, he was playing someone who was basically immortal. Like, he had, like, some immortality serum, and he was just, like, the neighbor of this kid. I hardly remember the movie, but it was definitely later on in his career. And it was funny because, like, he just looked like an incredibly normal dude. Like, he loved the theatrics. But when he was just playing, like, a normal dude, some guy's neighbor, he just looked like a very normal person. Which I always kind of liked. You know, the meme of, oh, get you a man who can do both. Well, yeah, he can. He did the bling, but he also did the normal. Also, he was one of the first people to implement a live chat room. Like, he was one of the first people that, like, really saw the potential of the internet and how a celebrity could interact with fans in a more personal way. No, this brush is taking too long. So, he was the first person to come up with, like, the concept of a chat room for fans, for him. And people had their own avatars, and he would just, like, hang out in there, and he would do concerts in there occasionally and stuff like that, which I just thought was, like, really cool. Yeah, I don't know why I was trying to do that with a detail brush. I think the theme of today is definitely going to be quick and dirty. I'm really surprised that adding black in with this brown actually did what I wanted it to, for once. Go. Yeah, internet history is really interesting to me, at least. Because so many things that we take for granted now, there was a first time for everything. And whether it was the AOL chat room, which I believe was kind of the first, like, series of chat rooms that actually, like, caught on and was popular. I think. Don't quote me on that. But, like, David Bowie putting together his own, like, fan room, and the first social medias, and the first, like, concepts of smartphones and stuff like that. It's like, these were all firsts, and now they're basically ubiquitous with modern society. Thanks, Jen. I am pretty happy with it so far. I think, yeah, I can do another layer up here now. So what I'm finding really interesting here is that this kind of main color that I have, and main as in like a lion's mane, not as in main as in primary, this kind of main color that I have here is literally just black and red. And it's coming out as this nice kind of brownish color. Or it might be more of a purple, but I'm having a hard time handling this because it's well, there's nothing to hold here. Could just turn his tail into a grip. I doubt he would appreciate that, but well, I don't know what else to do at this point, because I need to let this dry, but there's nothing else to paint on it. We could do a sing-along, but I'm not sure you want to hear me sing. At least, not on stream. You know, we could start making some basing material. That'd be interesting. I don't know. I need like a fan. Or we could just rock out to some Miracle of Sound. Because, I mean, this song's about, you know, oh, that's an interesting idea, Joel. I'm not sure I know how to do that. I'm not sure how many Border Collie like wolves I've actually seen. But, no, this song is about going and invading hell with a shotgun, basically. And it's a lot of fun. Yeah. I do like the idea of this main area. There's too many words. As being lighter. I think that works. So I think the next coats I'm going to do is I'm going to mix in this highlight color, lighten it up a little bit, and then dry brush it some more. Yeah. Interesting. I'm seeing a couple spots here that I could touch up. So as I said, this game's basically about, excuse me, when I say this game, the song we were listening to is inspired by the modern Doom games, which are definitely earned their rating, but you're basically invading hell with a shotgun as a space marine. It's great. But, you know, the whole modern problems require modern solutions meme. Is that one? Or no, it's a black guy tapping his head of like, hey, you know, kind of like, you don't have to pay house insurance if you don't have a house type thing. I saw a meme of that was like, you can't get PTSD if you're the traumatic incident. And reference to this game, which I thought was quite amusing. Okay, so as we're letting that dry, I think we do need to try a lighten up some color here. More Dark Souls. I really need to replay Dark Souls. Let's lighten this up a little bit. There we go. I think what I actually want to do is make this a little bit thinner. Then kind of maybe try to glaze it on the top. We'll see. actually works. I have no clue if this is actually going to work. But that's why we're trying it. Because we are trying to become better painters. Well, I'm trying to become a better painter. I'm not sure what all y'all are doing. Missouri upbringing coming out every now and then. I used to work at a coffee shop, and sometimes if I was really bored, I would just start talking in a bit of a southern accent, because why not? There we go. That's lightening it up a little bit. Just to amuse myself. It started because someone came through who had a legit, like, southern accent, and I was having a really hard time not mimicking it. I was just like, you know what? Why not? Why hold myself back? Just let the twang come out. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see what else we got here. Well, that's an interesting thought. So a lot of dogs have that lighter undercoat with a darker long fur, so it kind of gives the sheen of when you like dig into their fur, it's really pretty light. But has kind of those darker edges to it, so almost like a darker highlighting. Yeah, Joel, sorry to stop. Get that accent rolling, and oh boy. So, okay. Let's see. How dry are we? Almost. So what we're going to do, we're just going to see how this looks. We're going to take some black, going to work into the brush, and we're going to try to do some dry brushing on these fantastic ridges here. I'm trying to go across the ridges so that the valleys stay the regular color. The outsides have kind of a blacker color to them. That kind of works. And then, this could be interesting. I'm just gonna see what happens if we just throw some of this lighter color into some of these crevices. To kind of give that impression of lighter fur under. Put on the muzzle. Just swish it around a bit. I may need to just kind of go back and forth with these. A little bit of black dry brushing, a little bit of highlights in the recesses. I'm sure there's a better way you can do this, but this seems to be working right now. I can be a little bit messy because the black does a great job of covering up the lighter colors. If nothing else, I'm getting a fun play of contrast. Really, I'm just trying to give an impression of detail. I don't have to nail it perfectly. I tend to have a pretty vivid imagination and ability to like really visualize something, and it really helps to have a starting point. So that's what I'm finding here is just if I can get some paint on, maybe I can start to see it a little bit better, see what's going on. Go. Okay, I'm really starting to get the feeling that there's this light color underneath with the black kind of peeking out. I like that. That's cool. Doing some more black dry brushing. Trying to get some of these kind of flares on the feet. Okay, that's interesting. That's not where I was planning to go with this, but it's starting to work. I feel like I'm lacking some contrast. So, let's see, what if we take this? That's not what I want to do. And that's way too wet. Is that so wet? Okay, there's that. That's weird. Okay, so what I'm trying to do right now, if you didn't pick up, is I'm trying to very lightly. Just kind of etch in what could be perceived as some fur. Texture. Not sure if it's going to actually look like that or not. If it doesn't work, we can just paint over it. Which we may end up doing. Okay, so at this point, I need contrast. So we're going to throw in some white eyes. Make sure we've got some whitish teeth at least. Give an impression that he is not happy to see you. Or maybe he is, but maybe he thinks you tasty. There we go. Cover that up a little bit. Yes. Good for a doggo. Let's get that little black nose going on there. I feel like he's lacking contrast. I've got a good kind of brown and black going here. And I feel like he needs just a little bit of something. To brighten this up. So I'm just throwing like these impressions of white. I was looking at this. Dogs actually have a surprising amount of color in them. So despite my dry brushing of black, throwing these just little lances of white might not be super realistic, but it might just have kind of a cool effect. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm trying. I did make the belly lighter. I may just need to make it even lighter. I legitimately have no clue what I'm doing. I'm just going, hey, this'll look cool, right? If nothing else, this almost seems like he's getting a layer of comic book lighting. Which, I mean, is dynamic. Yes. Yes, this is Joel from Ecola. One of the first people to be... You know, actually, Joel was among one of the first people I ever DM'd for. One of the first people I ever played RPGs with. We played a Star Wars RPG back at Ecola, and that's what got me into it. Yeah, we were playing Terraria earlier today. Yeah. No, I think... Joel, I think you may have been the first person that really... It was you and Josiah who were like the first people who really got the full force of me wanting to tweak and make everything. What happens when we put white underneath? We will find out. Ooh, I think I do like that. What? Every random choice I've been making so far has somehow, like, paid off. I don't know. Normally painting doesn't work like this for me. Normally I make at least like 4 or 5 mistakes compositionally before I get to something I like. Yes, I tweak and change everything, and I always have. The first time I was running, like, I made all the enemies because I didn't even realize that, you know, there was such a thing as, like, a monster manual. I've always been a game designer. Yeah, sometimes for good reason. I mean, there's been plenty of times where it has not been for good reason. Yes, Ninetales. Ah, yes. One of the most amazingly OP characters that has come out of the gaming systems I've created. I mean, to be fair, he was a glass cannon. He was a glass cannon berserker, basically. And I think... Did he basically have the highest damage output out of our entire party, Joel? I think he did. But Jen, for your information, he was a... basically the dog version of its Tabaxi. And was going off the nine-tailed fox vibe. So he had 9 tails, was ridiculously strong and had this huge battle axe that would crit like none other. Yeah. Yeah. And I think it was the damage numbers are only a little inflated there. Like, if you were to compare them to D&D 5th edition, I think he would still be doing close to 100 damage equivalently. Yeah, I don't even remember. I don't even remember where he got all of it, but yeah. Remember that was fun. That was the dungeon crawler, right? And we had a good setup there with spellcasters, brawlers, fighters, strikers. What? This is working? How is this working? Okay. There's one angry doggo. But I think this is kind of working. Okay, let's get... So I'm gonna try to get some highlights over here. I almost want to stipple this. Where's it? There we go. This is adding some nice texture here. I like that. I'm just gonna mix this whole center plate up. There we go. Okay, so there's some more white in there than I thought. That's fine. 'Cause now yeah, pre-Misadventures was definitely the Wild West when it came to my DMing career. Like, legitimately, I really value and appreciate the people who stuck with me as I was learning, cutting my teeth, constantly messing with stuff. Mostly Joel, Kyle, and Josiah, who was a kid from my youth group. just trying to feather this underside here. Dude, this stream has only almost been an hour, and I feel like I'm like almost done. There's nothing to say that I have to stream for 2 hours, but I wasn't quite expecting this to go this quickly. White all the way to the end. Thank you for what I see there. Well, that's cool. I was not expecting this to turn out this well, but I'm liking the look of this. I think I need to trim up a few spots. We got a little overzealous here. I can kind of blend that a little bit. There we go. Well, that. Oh yes, true, Maggie. You played in some of the earlier versions, but I think in some of the games in the game that you played, we were already playing Misadventures technically, but yeah, you did get to experience some of my homebrewed stuff. Just want to double check, make sure the eyes are nice and glowy and big. Yeah. Well, folks, it's been an hour. I was not anticipating this going this quickly. But somehow, some way, by completely winging it with zero plan, I came up with a wolf that actually looked pretty good. I was not anticipating this. We didn't even make it through an entire album. We started at level 7, and we're still halfway through it. So yeah, there we go. That's the, I think that is basically the stream? What? This is a fast one today. This should cut into a nice clean video. Just doing a little bit more touch up here. I found it's better to over apply the white of the eye and then just be, what is it, on fleek with the eyeliner. Yeah, Jen, sorry I may have ruined you for life. Ah. Nope. The final details. Okay, there we go. He's done. Boom. I'm calling it. Alrighty. Well, thanks for hanging out today. I keep feeling like I should be going longer, but it's already been an hour. So, thanks for hanging out. This has been fun. I'll get you a good outro song here. Let's see. What's a good one? Are we back? Hello? Ah, yes, we're back. Okay, that's funny. Right when I'm trying to sign off, OBS crashes. But then reconnects. It's great. All right. All right, I'll leave you out with "Into the Unknown," a absolutely fantastic song by Miracle of Sound for Breath of the Wild. So thanks for hanging out. I will catch you all later. Have a fantastic rest of your day.
Light at the end of the slumber, life at the close of the sleep, facing the world with a hunger, clambering out of the deep. Blank slate, a trip to begin, look to tomorrow, clean plate, a fresh little wind, a road to follow, into the wild, into the vast, into the beauty, emerging at last, into the wild, into the fray, up and away. Gliding over the past. The rain and the thunder, prized for the world is my shrine. So many places I've wandered, so many I've yet to find. Strong hearts will master the means, firm blades and engines. Small parts I've seen in the dreams, tall towers ascending into the wild, into the vast, into the beauty emerging at last, into the wild, into the fray, up and away, gliding over the past. Strange voices lead me forward, keep guiding me into the wild. I'll take a stand, kin of the river, soul feather sands, wings on the wind, stone on the skin, together we band. Into the wild, into the vast,